You guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I do a location scout for a photo shoot, a music video shoot. Come along with me. Meet me, my DP, my art director, Alex. We're going to check out location. And this is going to help you a lot if you're looking for locations for your stuff. What to look for, what does somebody else look for? Because the best way you're going to learn is just by seeing what your peers do. See, we're peers, you and I. It doesn't matter what levels we're at. Here we go, pulling in. Kind of a cool spot, actually. All right, DP is here. I went to the studio, met with the owners, the nicest people, and I brought my DP Skylar with me. You guys have seen him in other videos, and Skylar and I have a good bond now where there's mutual respect on both sides. You want to make sure anybody you hire has mutual respect for you and you for them. If you lose respect for them or they lose respect for you, it's game over. There's no taking that back. You cannot reclaim that, because once you lose respect for people, it's like it's game over. I also brought via FaceTime Alex. Alex is a friend of mine that I've worked for many years. No, I've known her for many years. This is our first time working together. And here's the thing too about hiring somebody for art department. Bonus fact, I had a list of people that we could work with, like the project runway of flowers, and nice person wasn't gonna work out. Nice person, very talented. There was another person that was recommended and really talented also. Alex is the least experienced working on set. Now she has a florist business, she's incredible. The enthusiasm of other people were like here. Alex was like right here. Any day of the week, I will take enthusiasm over experience. Alex has experience, but she has enthusiasm that you cannot match. And that right there is worth $1 million, okay? Especially when you're working with smaller budgets, because the music video that I'm directing is a gospel music video. How they got me to do a gospel music video, I don't know. But it's an artist that I work with. That's Tamar Braxton. So it's an artist that I worked with many years ago. I was nominated for Video of the Year. Right here, you can check that out, Love and War. We lost to Janelle Monáe, but I was nominated for Video of the Year. And another thing, I was the only director that was nominated for Video of the Year. No agent, no manager. Everybody else had like a full team. Mine was just Waleed by Waleed. So that's literally the stuff I'm teaching you guys. It's like, you don't need the stuff that they tell you need to have. You're gonna notice Skylar and I moving back and forth, and the location manager is also there too. But we're moving, we're looking at things, we're comparing power, we're comparing doorways, we're comparing the rust on the metal. That's what I wanted, something rustic. I gotta see how the ground is. I gotta see if there's water source. I gotta see so many different things. And we're going back and forth. As the director or your photographer, you have the final say on what location you want, because you're directing the entire project. But you got to have that mutual respect that I'm always talking about. So Skylar, I take his word very heavily. So he's coming in, he's looking at it as a DP and saying, this is good, I prefer this over that. So what I end up doing is, we looked at, I believe, 5 studios, and then it came down to, I believe, 2 more, and 2 or 3 more. Of those 2, I said, Skylar, these are my 2 favorites, but you pick which one works best for you. And that's important to allow people to do that, because now he has ownership in it, but also he has his expertise on it, and we're gonna get a better picture. Now there's some bad news about this video. It's important when you guys look at a location to look at everything. Like, are we gonna have enough room for people to watch? Are we gonna have enough power for Video Village, you know, where the monitors are? Are we going to have hair and makeup close enough? Is a client going to feel comfortable in the hair and makeup? Is it real janky looking, or is it going to be nice? If they have any press coming, like any blogs, are they going to feel comfortable? You got all these things to factor in. How much light leaks are there? How much art department is there? What do we need to bring? What can they contribute? Is that worth paying extra for this studio versus someone else? Are they jerks or are they nice? They were very nice here, Studio 60. Because if they're jerks, go somewhere else. Spend your money somewhere else, because that person is gonna make your day amazing or hell. And it's also important, like, we took videos, obviously, for this video, and I took photos, and Skylar took photos. My next step is I have to get insurance for this. I have to talk to the record label. I have to get the final mixes of the songs. Now I got to talk to the stylist, let him know what's coming up, talk to the creative director. Remember, I told you guys, it's difficult to be the director and the creative director at the same time. The creative director said, what about Waleed? for this job. You can't be the creative director and the director. Like, you just can't. So I just got to bring the team in and do the contracts and everything. But the bad news of it all is I don't know if I can compete against Rihanna. Damn it. Rihanna is shooting her Savage Fenty show at the same studio. Same studio on the same day that I want is the same day that Rihanna wants to do her Savage Fenty. And there's a permit issue, so it might be a tiny little possibility that I win the battle. But Rihanna wants that massive hallway, and I cannot compete against Rihanna money. Like, Savage Fenty money, that's billionaire shit. So we'll see what it is. And if I can't make that work, then we're gonna have to find a backup, like a second location studio, and see how that works. And that's how it goes, especially in music video land. Things move really fast. Now, if you want to produce and you want to direct and you want to do all these different things, you kind of have to get addicted to the chaos of it all. Because you have to have a personality where it's like, okay, we're competing against this massive superstar with a massive budget. Like, how do we do this? And it's about people putting their head together and saying, what about this? What about that? What if we flip this around? What if? That's what you kind of have to do. You got to be addicted to that puzzle, because if you're not addicted to it, it's going to kill you early. As I go through the studio and I'm starting to look for things, it's important to always look up, look down, look and see if there's a beautiful old chair, if there is a TV set, if that's what you need, if there is anything. In this case, what we found was plexiglass. Now, if I was to purchase plexiglass, or Alex, art department, was to purchase plexiglass, it is about $200 for a 4x8 piece. That's huge. That's a huge piece, but not all the pieces that we need. So she would probably spend about $500-600 on plexiglass. I'm not cool with that. That's a big chunk of my art department budget, right? Just for like the floor reflection of it all. This studio comes with it. This studio has some that we can actually use, and we're gonna make a mirror effect. That's important. So yes, this studio is a little more expensive than the one I have on hold, but it also saves us money on art department. So they're letting us use a lot of their art department. They're letting us bring in things. They're letting us carry things out and like switch between studios. A lot of places don't do that. And when you run with a family run type of business, they're just cooler about so many things. They're like, one time my editor told me, "You're smooth like butter." Stupid. But they're like smooth like butter, and they're easier to work with. So look for those things. When you look for locations, look and see what art department they have, like backgrounds, like floor stuff, like things left over from other productions that you can use. Make sure that your power works consistently. Make sure that you're not competing against another production. One of the reasons why I'm so afraid of Rihanna being next door while I'm shooting is that the Savage Fenty show is massive, and it's very good, but it's massive. And so if Rihanna's production is pulling so much juice, I worry that it may blow out our fuse, or we may blow out their fuse, and that's something important. And you know what, at the end of the day, I have a big artist too, but the Rihanna production is massive, and you got to make sure there's enough power for everybody. In your case, are you using pro photo lights? Because those pull a lot of juice sometimes, the old school ones. Make sure it can handle it. How much voltage? How many plugs? Can you bring water in there? Can you bring any kind of liquid in there? Can you bring pets in there? Can you bring your own props? Are you going to be charged extra if there's glitter or paint? Is there a time? What if you run overtime? Is there the option of buying additional hours? What about load in and load out? Are you being charged for that? Is it last man out and then the clock stops? Do they need to see taillights on a car before they could stop the clock? So many things to factor in. Do they require insurance? Do you need to have insurance? You should have insurance, but sometimes you cannot. Big things to worry about. Do they have a cart for your DIT, for your DP? Or do you have to bring your own? All of these things are all money situations, and this is really where a producer does come into play, but because I produce and have directed, I can do both roles. If I'm rambling a lot in this video, it's because I'm really nervous. And I'll tell you why I'm nervous and how it's gonna affect you and what you should think about in your business. I'm nervous because somebody is coming back to music after announcing a retirement, and they're trusting me with their launch. It's Tamar Braxton, and her sister Tracy just passed away from cancer. So this is like her first big out since that. And she's trusting me with it. And I'm nervous because she came out of retirement, and this is her baby, and she's a vocalist, and she's incredible, and she's trusting me to put the visuals to that. I'm nervous because for the second time I'm working with Tamar. I want you to see that and go, wait a minute, Waleed got nominated for Video of the Year, and he's the only one on that list that didn't have an agent, a manager, and a team, and publicists, everyone behind him. Yeah, so you can do it too. If I did it, you can do it too. And if anything you learn from me is that you can do it. I don't know how many people are still watching this video. It might be a longer video, but I think it's just more important that I tell you guys like the things that make me really nervous. If that video helped you guys out a lot, if you learned some stuff from me, my channel teaches how are you going to make money from photography and also directing and creative direction. Subscribe down below, but check out this video. This video is also about location scouting, so if you found this video interesting, you'll find this one interesting. Really informative.